Hello, everyone. Imagine thriving in an environment where the odds are stacked against you, where institutional support is minimal, yet innovation and success still bloom. We are group number five, comprising of me as Shariful and my two other members, Zahin and Fraz, are presenting the results and implementations from the article called Blooming in the Cracks: Productive Entrepreneurship Amid Institutional Voids, and we will explore its relevance to Nutrien, which is a leading Canadian company and a global leader in agricultural solutions. In the next slide, we will talk about the productive entrepreneurship and institutional voids. Productive entrepreneurship refers to entrepreneurial activities that contribute positively to economic growth and societal well-being through innovation, job creation, and increased productivity. On the other hand, institutional voids are gaps or inefficiencies in the formal and informal institutions that support economic activities such as legal systems, regulatory frameworks, and cultural norms. Our selected study explores how entrepreneurs manage to flourish in challenging environments with poor institutional context. The primary objective is to understand the mechanisms and strategies these resilient entrepreneurs use to overcome institutional barriers and achieve success. The study focused on Iran's Kurdistan region, where entrepreneurs face significant institutional voids but still manage to achieve productive entrepreneurship. This research sheds light on the resilience and ingenuity of entrepreneurs operating in less than ideal conditions. We will examine the article's findings and discuss how Nutrien, a global leader in agricultural solutions, used these strategies to address challenges in its operations and promote sustainable development worldwide. In the next slide, we will talk about theoretical framework. Theoretical framework in that article that productive entrepreneurship is crucial for economic growth and innovation. However, institutional voids create significant challenges. The key question addressed in the journal is, how do entrepreneurs navigate these voids to succeed? At the macro level, institutions set the rules of the game, influencing how resources and entrepreneurial talent are allocated. Efficient institutions tend to direct entrepreneurship toward productive paths, fostering innovation and economic growth. Conversely, inefficient institutions may lead to unproductive or even destructive activities, such as regulatory loopholes being exploited for personal gain. At the micro level, not all entrepreneurs react uniformly to institutional environments. Their individual motivations and actions significantly impact outcomes. This is where institutional work comes in. Institutional work highlights how entrepreneurs, through deliberate actions, create, maintain, or disrupt institutional structures to achieve productive outcomes. In the next slide, we will talk about the methodology of the article. The study used a qualitative extended case study approach, focusing on 10 small businesses in Kurdistan of Iran. This region is known for significant institutional voids, making it an ideal setting for understanding how entrepreneurs navigate such challenges. The methodology also includes semi-structured interviews with entrepreneurs and experts, providing in-depth insight into the strategies used to overcome institutional challenges. These extended case studies approach allows the researcher to connect the present to the past and anticipate future trends. The study identified four key entrepreneurial motivations, such as practical knowledge assimilation, deliberate career strategies, passion, and spiritual sense making. The data were collected from 24 participants, including entrepreneurs, consultants, and policymakers, through semi structured interviews and field observations, as we mentioned earlier. In the next slide, we will talk about the findings from the article. In the article, entrepreneurs face formal constraints like complexity, ambiguity, inconsistency, and inertia, and informal constraints like community belief system. They use strategies categorized into maintaining, disrupting, and devising to overcome these challenges. For example, entrepreneurs in the study use maintaining strategies such as synergizing and leveraging existing resources to overcome institutional voids. The research identified three key findings. First, entrepreneurial motivations play a crucial role. Entrepreneurs leverage their practical knowledge, passion, and sense of spiritual alignment to overcome challenges. For example, they often draw on past experience or industry expertise to make informed decisions. Second, institutional voids present significant barriers, such as formal voids like ambiguous regulations and inconsistent policies can hinder business operations. Informal voids like cultural resistance or skepticism often prevent the adoption of innovative practices. Lastly, institutional work strategies emerged as critical tools for entrepreneurs to navigate these challenges and drive productive outcomes. In the year 2009, the researcher called Joanna Mayer and her team suggest that when the government fails to assume its role in creating and strengthening those social institutions needed for make needed for markets to exist and to function properly, business groups then steps in. Now I am handing over to Zain for talk something more about.
Thank you. So if we look into the institutional work strategies mentioned in the paper, it actually comes up with three key strategies, which are synergizing, leveraging, and advocacy. Synergizing is actually entrepreneurs collaborate with stakeholders to pool resources and expertise. Leveraging is they use their networks to overcome resource limitations and establish credibility. Advocacy means entrepreneurs actively lobby for institutional reforms to create a more supportive business environment. And these three key strategies working together has a great outcome that entrepreneurs can actually thrive even amid inefficiencies through targeted approaches like these ones. Now, this is actually supported by the research done by Stefan and his team in 2016, where they discuss the role of institutional voids and support in fostering social entrepreneurship. And they actually come up with and highlight similar strategies. And also, they emphasize the importance of collective action in overcoming these systematic inefficiencies. Now, if we try to give a brief overview of the company we chose, Nutrien is actually a Canadian company, but they're a global leader in agricultural solutions. They operate in 7 countries, but their products are actually served in more than 50 countries worldwide. All the while, their consulting services and these products actually help support 500,000 growers globally. Now, when we chose the company, we wanted to choose a Canadian company who has a global presence. Nutrien has that, and their mission actually aligns with the article's themes. So they're one of the best fits to match with the paper because they actually operate in active regions with institutional voids. We can see different voids like formal voids, where there are complex agricultural regulations, and also informal voids like cultural resistance to modern farming practices and those kind of stuff. So if Nutrien actually applies these findings from the study, they can navigate the challenges they face on a day-to-day basis and further its mission of promoting sustainability and innovation. If we look into institutional challenges for Nutrien, we can see on the formal sides of things, formal institution voids include complex agricultural regulations across global markets. Different markets have different resolutions, so it's tough to maintain all of them. And then there's also a big infrastructure limitation in the developing and rural regions they operate in. In the informal side of things, there are knowledge gaps about modern agricultural techniques among the growers, and also there's cultural resistance to sustainable farming practices. Now, this is actually supported by the paper done by Binswanger and his team in 1993, where they actually examine similar scenarios and they actually come up showing that infrastructure and institutional support are critical for productivity and investments. Now, I'd like to introduce Faraz to talk about how these theories actually work in practice, especially in terms of nutrient.
Thank you, Zain. Let's take a closer look at how the findings from this study can be applied to nutrients operations. We will be focusing on motivation and also addressing institutional challenges. Firstly, Nutrien operates in diverse regions with varying challenges such as regulatory differences and cultural norms. Drawing on its global expertise, Nutrien can tailor solutions to address specific local needs. For instance, its experience in developed markets could help optimize agricultural practices in rural or developing areas where institutional support may be limited. Sustainability. It is a core pillar of Nutrien's mission. This aligns closely with the concept of spiritual sense making from the study, connecting business activities with broader societal and environmental benefits. Nutrien's work in reducing carbon emissions in agriculture and improving soil health demonstrates this commitment. For addressing institutional challenges, Nutrien can work to bridge the knowledge gap among farmers by running workshops, training programs, and giving online resources. These initiatives can demonstrate the tangible benefits of sustainable practices such as increased yields and cost saving over time. For policy collaboration, collaborating with governments is critical. By advocating for simplified and transparent agricultural regulations, Nutrien can reduce inefficiencies in its operations and improve access to markets for small scale farmers. This can be backed up by a study by Nayak in 2018, which highlights that combining education with practical solutions leads to economies of scope in agriculture, reinforcing how Nutrien's efforts can create value for both the company and the communities it serves. Now, in the next slide, I will be talking about institutional work strategies for Nutrien. Building on these applications, Nutrien can adopt specific institutional work strategies to maximize its impact in regions with institutional voids. First of all, synergizing. Nutrien can partner with universities, research institutions, and local organizations to develop solutions tailored to specific challenges. For example, collaborations with agricultural scientists could lead to region-specific fertilizers that improve crop yields while minimizing the environmental impact. Another opportunity is creating alliances with local governments to co-develop infrastructure projects such as irrigation systems or storage facilities, which are critical for efficient farming. For leveraging, Nutrien has the advantage of extensive networks in the agricultural sector. By strengthening relationships with farmers, cooperatives, NGOs, and community leaders, the company can build trust and improve adoption rates for its solutions. Additionally, Nutrien could leverage its corporate brand to attract global funding for sustainability initiatives, positioning itself as a global leader in addressing climate change through agriculture. For advocacy, advocacy is about influencing policy to create a more supportive environment for sustainable agriculture. Nutrien can lead the charge in lobbying for government incentives that encourages farmers to adopt modern practices, such as subsidies for sustainable fertilizers or tax breaks for implementing carbon-reducing techniques. Beyond national policy, Nutrien can engage in global advocacy, contributing to discussions at forums like UN's Food and Agriculture Organization or COP Climate Conference, positioning itself as a leader in sustainable farming. As Sotheby and Greenwood have researched in 2005, they have emphasized business that engage in advocacy and partnerships play a pivotal role in reshaping institutional frameworks, making them more efficient and inclusive. So in the next slide, I'll be talking about the broader implications for Nutrien and agriculture. For Nutrien global leadership, by addressing institutional voids effectively, Nutrien can solidify its position as a leader in sustainable agriculture. This is not just about market share, it's about being recognized as a company that drives meaningful change in the industry. Also, for long-term profitability, addressing formal and informal voids can reduce inefficiencies in nutrient supply chains, leading to cost savings and improved profitability over the long term. Additionally, helping farmers improve yields through sustainable practices will create loyal customers and expand nutrients market. For resilience, by investing in partnerships and education, Nutrien can create more resilient agricultural ecosystems that are better equipped to handle challenges such as climate change or global supply chain disruptions. For the agricultural industry, Nutrien's success in applying these strategies could serve as a model for other companies, showing how to thrive in underserved regions while promoting sustainability. The strategies discussed here emphasize that collaboration, not competition, is key to solving global challenges in agriculture. By working together, businesses, governments, and NGOs can create shared value for all stakeholders. Nutrients efforts can set a precedent for making sustainability a standard practice in agriculture, encouraging others to follow suit. As we look to the future, it's clear that Nutrien has a unique opportunity to lead the charge in transforming agriculture by aligning its strategies with the findings from this study. The company can unlock new possibilities, driving innovation and fostering growth in even the most challenging contexts. Now, in the next slide. In conclusion, this study sheds light on immense potential of productive entrepreneurship in regions where institutional frameworks are weak or inefficient. Through the lens of institutional work, it demonstrates that entrepreneurs can not only navigate these barriers but also actively reshape their environments to foster innovation and growth. The findings underscore that entrepreneurial success is driven by more than just ambition. It requires strategic action. Motivation such as passion, practical knowledge, and spiritual alignment enables entrepreneurs to persevere in the face of challenges. Meanwhile, institutional work strategies like synergizing, leveraging, and advocacy empower them to build resilience and drive meaningful change even in the most constrained settings. For Nutrien, these insights are highly relevant. As a global leader in agriculture solutions. Nutrien operates in regions with significant institutional voids, ranging from regulatory inconsistencies to cultural resistance to modern farming practices. By adopting the strategies identified in these studies, Nutrien can expand its impact by addressing formal and informal voids in the market it serves. Uh, Also, enhancing sustainability by working closely with farmers, governments, and research institutions to promote innovative practices that support food security and climate resilience. Also, serving as a model for other companies, demonstrating how businesses can thrive while contributing to broader societal and environmental goals. By the implications of this research extend beyond Nutrien, it challenges policymakers, entrepreneurs, and businesses to view institutional voids not as obstacles, but as opportunities. This mindset shift is essential for fostering innovation, building resilient economies, and addressing global challenges like poverty, inequality, and climate change. As we reflect on these findings, I'd like to leave you with three key takeaways. Entrepreneurial agency matters. Even in the most challenging environments, individual actions can create ripples of change. Collaboration is critical. Addressing institutional voids requires partnership across sectors and geographies. Transformation is possible. With the right strategies, systematic inefficiencies can be converted into drivers of innovation and progress. Finally, we would like to encourage everyone, whether as individuals, organizations, or policymakers, to think about the role we can play in bridging institutional gaps. By working together, we can unlock the potential of productive entrepreneurship and build a more inclusive, sustainable, and prosperous future for all. In the next slide, we have all the references we have used during our research for our presentation. Lastly, me and my team would like to thank you for your time and attention, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you.